This is 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News Morning.
Right now on Eyewitness News Morning, all lanes are blocked on I-16 East in Dublin after two trucks crashed and caused an oil spill. We're live on the scene with an update from the Georgia Department of Transportation up next.
And the entire eastern United States dealing with record-breaking warmth from Florida to Maine. When will this pattern change provide us some cooler temperatures and some rain chances? I'll let you know coming up.
Plus, the man who confessed to killing a fellow Mercer Law student now is asking for a retrial. We have the latest from the attorneys and
over 223 cemeteries. Out of that, there's 22 that are considered missing because farmers dug them up.
With a population of just over 9,000, Wilkinson County has more cemeteries per capita than any other central Georgia county. Suzanne Lawler is going to show us why that is. Those stories and a lot more. Eyewitness News Morning starts right now.
Well, good morning. Happy Thursday. You are looking live over the city of Perry. It is 6:30 on this February 22nd. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Carly Barnett. First this morning, let's send it over to Matt Daniel with a look at today's forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. If you enjoyed yesterday, you're going to enjoy today in my full forecast. Over to you, Caitlin and Carly.
Thank you, Matt. Now for our top story at 6:30. We are following details on a detour near Dublin. Nikki Sabine at the 911 Center says two tractor trailers collided on I-16 East.
Let's go live to our morning reporter, Yvonne Thomas. She is on the scene in Lawrence County. Yvonne, what are you seeing?
Caitlin, Carly, you can only imagine how much of a headache this is for drivers. Right now, we're not seeing much of anything because traffic is backed up for miles. I'm actually near milepost 61 here in Dublin on I-16 East, but that crash actually happened near milepost 65, so that's how far we've been pushed back. Let's take a live look at the scene and let's show you how much traffic there is right now, just accumulating as we wait for the Georgia Department of Transportation to clear this wreck. Now, we got an update about 15 to 20 minutes ago saying that they're not expecting this crash to clear until at least 8 a.m. and that timeline is flexible. It could change as we're speaking. The only way to avoid this crash, the only way to avoid this traffic is to take a detour, and that would be exit 58. Believe me, that is the only exit that you can take before getting into all of this congestion and all of this traffic. We're still trying to learn more details as to what happened to cause that crash, but it's imperative for you to know if you're traveling towards I-16 East on Dublin, exit 58 is the detour you need to take to avoid all of this. We'll be sure to keep you updated throughout the morning. For now, back to you.
Thank you so much, Yvonne. We will, of course, continue to update you on the road conditions, both on air and online.
She was in that exact spot 30 minutes ago, too, just to give you an idea.
Well, the man who confessed to killing a fellow Mercer Law student now is asking for a retrial. 4 years ago, Stephen McDaniel admitted to killing Lauren Giddings in her apartment in 2011 and putting her body in a dumpster.
Well, now he's saying his constitutional rights were violated and wants a new trial. He filed that request on Tuesday. Justin McDuffie explains.
In June of 2011, the crime scene tape went up around the Barrister Hall apartments across from Mercer Law. Duffy, 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
And McDaniel is currently at the Augusta State Medical Prison.
This morning, Central Georgia students have an extra resource when planning for the future. A representative from Middle Georgia State University spoke to teens about college life and how affordable it is. It was part of the Mentors Project College and Career Day at the Bibb County Board of Education. Speakers talked about everything from how to apply to colleges to where to find financial aid and using student loans wisely.
This is all about getting our seniors equipped to be successful in high school and graduate and move on to post-secondary education.
If you would like to be a mentor or provide a scholarship for a young person, you can contact the Mentors Project at 478-765-8624. That number again, 765-8624.
Meanwhile, Georgia Education just passed a milestone in scholarships. The Hope Scholarship Program just surpassed $10 billion in financial assistance since it started back in 1993. Yesterday, Governor Nathan Deal tweeted out this photo of himself reading to Georgia school children. Deal says Hope has helped 1.8 million students pursue higher education.
Right now, one group is offering a new solution to stop cars from hitting pedestrians on Macon-Bibb roads. They gave out lighted armbands. The Pedestrian Safety Review Board met on Pionona yesterday to hand out the battery-powered bands. They're intended to help drivers see people at night. A grant from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety paid for the bands, and to get one of them, people had to sign in and talk to a member about safety. They also received cards with tips on staying safe while walking.
We're just happy to be out here in the community, being able to walk up and talk with pedestrians and educate them about pedestrian safety. And we're trying very hard to eliminate the number of pedestrian fatalities in Macon-Bibb County.
The board says they planned on handing out those bands at least once a month until September.
Well, in central Georgia County may have more people buried under the ground than living above it.
Well, now that we've got your attention, we're going to explain what that means. Wilkinson County, which sits east of Bibb and south of Baldwin, has about 9,000 people living there.
Yet nestled beneath the pines, you'll find more than 200 cemeteries. For comparison, Bibb and Houston, which have about 15 times that population and significantly fewer burial plots.
Our Suzanne Lawler traveled to Gordon to find out the history and the tales from the graves.
13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
Mixon is working to get the Gordon Cemetery on the National Registry. The Historical Society sells cemetery books if you would like to do some in-depth research yourself.
It is interesting. Mixon says he fields phone calls from people from all over the country asking him questions.
Yeah, very interesting story by Suzanne. Yeah. All right, 6:42 now. Let's head on over to Matt. He has a look at our forecast.
All right, good Thursday morning.
Welcome back. It is 6:45. Broken record here.
I know.
More warm temperatures.
There are some spots on the East Coast that...
Welcome back. It is 6:53 for our Straight from the Heart segment this morning. We are sharing an event that you may want to go to that just happens to go to a great cause.
Now, the Macon Volunteer Clinic is celebrating its 15th year. This is a volunteer clinic that works to provide medical and dental care free of charge to uninsured people in Bibb County.
And in fact, we reported on them just the other week, and their motto, how appropriate is this, is health care from the heart. So of course, I think that's pretty straight from the heart material. And they do what they do every day with the work of about 300 volunteers, but they can't do it all without a little support.
So the first annual Sporting Clay Fun Shoot is happening tomorrow, February 23rd. It is at the Meadows Gun Club in Forsyth. Registration and breakfast will start at 9. The shoot will start at 10:30. Lunch is also provided, but you do need to sign up by today.
So if you want some more information on that, you can call Kathy Snook, her number 478-755-1110, or you can go online to MaconVolunteerClinic.org, and they will have all the information there. I promise I've had my coffee this morning. It's a great cause and a great excuse to get out in this warm weather that we've been having too.
And of course, remember, if you have a story that comes straight from the heart, do let us know about it. Email us at eyewitnessnews@13wmaz.com or just send us a message on Facebook.
We are back in just a minute with a final look at your forecast.
But first, here's what's ahead on CBS This Morning.
Coming up.
6:56, one last look at our top local stories. The man convicted of murdering Mercer Law student Lauren Giddings 7 years ago is now petitioning for a new trial. Stephen McDaniel has been serving a life sentence since 2014.
The Mentors Project held a college and career day to help high school students get on the path to college. A representative from Middle Georgia State spoke to students about college life and financial options.
And don't forget, traffic is blocked on I-16 eastbound lanes, and this is in eastern Lawrence County right around mile marker 65 due to a crash involving 2 tractor trailers. Diesel fuel is spilled on the interstate, so the road's not expected to be cleared until 8 a.m. and they're recommending detours around exit 58. So if you can avoid it, do that. We're looking at staying dry today, lower 80s continuing into Saturday. Better rain chances, though, develop Sunday and Monday, a little bit cooler into next week.
Thank you for joining us for Eyewitness News Morning.
The news continues throughout the day on 13WMAZ.com and MAZ Mobile.
CBS This Morning's next, and then we'll have more local news and weather in just 25 minutes.
Have a great morning, everyone.
This is 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News Morning.
Right now on Eyewitness News Morning, dozens of people are waking up under the stars and in tents in an attempt to help the homeless. Coming up, we have more details on what volunteers and participants learned in the Greater Macon Sleep Out.
And we'll stay in the 80s today and tomorrow, but rain chances and slightly cooler temperatures arrive by early next week. Could we see a few thunderstorms in the mix when the rain arrives? I'll let you know coming up.
Plus, President Donald Trump says he supports arming some teachers to make schools safer. Meanwhile, the Central Georgia schools that are focusing on mental health issues and
we're just truly excited that the customers could see that they see our faces. We're the ones that they're seeing when they're coming in.
Well, this morning, One Food Pantry has a lot more to give. The massive donation that came from people across Central Georgia. Those stories and a lot more. Eyewitness News Morning starts now.
Good Friday morning, everybody. You are sort of looking live over the city of Dublin. It is now 6 o'clock on this February 23rd. I'm Carly Barnett.
And I'm Caitlin Heck. That fog has just slowly creeped in over the course of the morning, Matt.
It has, and it's going to be here to stay as we go into for the next several hours. Over to you, Caitlin and Carly.
Thank you, Matt. On to our top story at 6 o'clock. People who slept out under the stars last night raised at least $1,000 each for Macon's Homeless. The fundraiser's purpose is to get people to experience what it's like to be homeless for a night.
Our running reporter Yvonne Thomas is live with some of those participants at the shelter with more. Yvonne.
Caitlin, Carly, good morning news. We'll be back coming up at 6:30 with more details from volunteers who actually spent the night outside. For now, back to you.
Thank you, Ivana. This is the 5th year that Daybreak has hosted the Sleep Out fundraiser.
And they lucked out with some good weather, thankfully. Well, law enforcement in Florida is reeling after learning one of their own was at the Parkland shooting last week and could have stepped in and stopped the bloodshed.
Well, instead, he stood outside while shots were being fired. This as the president is now calling for more adults inside schools to arm themselves.
John Schumo has the latest.
The Broward County Sheriff says an end sale of bump stocks.
The Broward County Sheriff's Office placed 2 other deputies on restricted duty.
It's looking into whether they properly handled 2 telephone tips the last 2 years, warning that the suspect might be inclined to commit a school shooting. Now, outside of the gun debate, many people are also talking about teens and mental health.
It's an issue the Houston County Board of Education took on even before the Parkland school shooting. Earlier in the month, we told you about this video series called 13 Reasons Why Not.
Well, Epicosaurus returned to the school to find out if the dialogue about bullying is actually making a difference.
Before he policed the hallways at Fagan Middle School. MAZ Eyewitness News.
Houston County says they will release 10 more episodes of the series. It will run through May 7th.
Well, check this out. At Mount DeSales Academy in Macon, one student claimed his 2nd trophy in a row in a major car design competition sponsored by General Motors. This year, junior Tracy Owens created a concept for a 2030 Cadillac. He says he drew inspiration from his parents' Cadillac, saying he wanted to put a little futuristic spin on a classic car. Owens says he never thought he would zoom past the competition and take home the national title. Owens says if his concept becomes a real vehicle one day, it would be a dream come true.
I feel like I made it at that point. When I was little, I always really wanted to create my own car and like drive it.
Well, as winner of the competition, Owens will participate in a 3-week pre-college summer program at the College of Creative Studies in Michigan. Until then, Owens is working on a new car design, this time for Fiat Chrysler. Unbelievable.
Right now, a St. Louis grand jury has indicted the governor of Missouri on a felony invasion of privacy charge. City Circuit attorneys say Eric Reitens took a nude photo of a woman from a previous affair without her knowledge or consent. So far, he has declined to answer any questions.
Well, as the end approaches for the Winter Olympics, Ivanka Trump arrived in South Korea. She will attend the closing ceremony to help represent the United States.
And of course, remember, you can keep up with real-time updates and stories during these last couple of Olympic Games. Just download the 13WMAZ mobile app or go to 13WMAZ.com and click on the Olympic tile.
Well, every week during the Winter Games, we have brought you different tastes from all around the world that you can find right here in Central Georgia.
Well, today we wind up with our final international flavors experience. Suzanne Lawler is live this morning at Sushi Thai in Warner Robins. Suzanne.
Let me tell you, Caitlin, Carly, I wish you could smell what I smell right now. It's really some fascinating stuff. I learned new stuff. Guys, back to you.
That does sound really interesting. All right, thank you, Suzanne.
At the same time, Caitlin and I looked at that and go, we love pad thai, so that looks really delicious.
You wanted to bring some back, Suzanne. I'm just like,
we're not opposed. Here's Here's a heartwarming story to start off your morning. This morning, the pantry at the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank has a lot more ready to give. Yesterday, 2 tractor trailers from Kroger delivered loads of canned goods and other food. The donations were part of the Can Hunger Food Drive held in November and December. In the course of 6 weeks, Central Georgians donated more than $42,000 to help fight hunger. Staff from Kroger says they were amazed by the generosity of their customers.
We're just truly excited that the customers could see that they see our faces. We're the ones that they're seeing when they're coming in and they're giving that donation. So I think it will make them also excited to know that it's coming back here.
Kroger's Atlanta division, which includes Central Georgia, donated more than $790,000 worth of food through the Can Hunger campaign. Awesome news this morning.
Absolutely incredible. All right, 6:12, let's head on over to Matt for your forecast.
All right, we're dealing with some patchy fog in a few spots this morning.
Welcome back. It is 6:28.
Later on this morning, we are excited to welcome former Miss America and Houston County native Betty Cantrell. She's going to join us in the studio to talk about an upcoming 5K right here in Central Georgia that you can take part in.
Looking forward to that, and also looking forward to today's forecast. We have some fog this morning, warming up from the 50s into the upper 70s and lower 80s with a partly to mostly cloudy sky. Just a tiny rain chance possible today or tomorrow, but better rain chances developing as we go into Sunday and Monday, and just a tad bit cooler next week, but still pretty warm for this time of the year.
All right, we're coming up on 6:30 now.
We'll have your top stories up next.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News Morning.
Right now on Eyewitness News Morning, find out how sushi got its start in America. Fascinating stuff. It's coming up.
And we didn't tie or break the record high yesterday, but we might just do that again today or tomorrow. I'll talk about that and provide you all the details of what you need to know for your weekend forecast coming up.
Plus, a Central Georgia bus driver now faces charges in the crash that killed a 6-year-old girl. New details from authorities and how parents are responding. And
have you ever thought about someone standing on top of a horse? It'll be something to see.
Well, the Georgia National Rodeo continues today. The challenges you can expect before riders advance to Las Vegas. Those stories and much more. Eyewitness News Morning starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. You are looking live over downtown Macon. It is 6:30 on this February 23rd. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Carly Barnett. First this morning, let's send it over to Matt Daniel with a look at our Friday forecast. Matt.
All right, good morning, everybody. About it coming up later in the show. Over to you.
Thank you, Matt. Our top story at 6:30. It has been almost a month since a 6-year-old girl died in a school bus crash in Houston County. Now the driver of that bus faces charges.
Zach Merchant spoke to police and a parent who says her child was on the bus with Arlana Haynes that day.
According to Warner Robins Police Department Assistant Chief John Wagner, 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
The Houston County Board of Education declined to comment, citing their own investigation and pending litigation.
Assistant Chief Wagner says the case is likely to go before a grand jury.
We do have a traffic alert for you this morning as you head out for the weekend. GDOT says crews will close a couple of interstate ramps to replace some concrete. Tonight at 9 p.m. they will close the exit ramp from I-75 South at exit 146. That's at the 247 connector and Centerville Road. They will reopen it at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Then tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, they are closing the exit 146 entrance ramp to I-75 North. That will reopen on Sunday morning at 10. GDOT says if you are approaching a work zone, just slow down and allow a little extra distance between yourself and the cars around you. People who slept out under the stars last night raised at least $1,000 each for Macon's homeless. The fundraiser's purpose is to get people to experience what it's like to be homeless for a night.
Our morning reporter Yvonne Thomas is live with the participants at the shelter with more. Good morning, Yvonne.
Caitlin, Carly, good morning. But for now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
That is incredible. Thank you, Yvonne. This is the 5th year that Daybreak has done this Sleep Out fundraiser.
Great event there. Right now, investigators in Florida say the only armed security guard at Stoneman Douglas High School never even went into the building during last week's massacre. That deputy resigned after being suspended on Thursday. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump is backing a proposal to arm educators across the country. He says they would be specially chosen and trained to handle firearms.
Happening today, the Georgia National Rodeo continues down in Perry. Yesterday, crews set up ahead of the 3-day event at the Georgia National Fairgrounds. Cowboys and cowgirls are competing in riding and roping. Riders will earn points, which help them qualify for the national finals in Las Vegas. Marty Barnes is the organizer of the rodeo. He says aside from all the competition, there are some interesting attractions as well.
Have you ever thought about someone standing on top of a horse? Just standing on top, not just one but 2 horses, maybe even 3, and working around fire and noise and lights, and it'll be something to see.
That definitely sounds interesting. If you want to go today, tickets are $25.
I think we should give it a try, Caitlin.
Yeah, I think we would be great at it. Well, with the Olympics happening in South Korea every week, we have brought you different tastes from around the world that are right here in Central Georgia.
And today we are wrapping up our International Flavors series. Suzanne Lawler is live this morning at Sushi Thai in Warner Robins. Good morning, Suzanne.
We are having all kinds of fun, let me tell you, at Sushi Thai Restaurant. I am here with Executive Chef Jason Bolaños. Boy, we have had some fun. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Suzanne.
That is interesting. I feel like every time she has done one of these, I've learned something new.
I know, like you could eat cow tongue and cactus. That was
like,
definitely
for example,
something we learned
like
a few weeks ago.
What do you think, Matt? Would you give that a try?
I'm not the biggest fan, but
Welcome back. It is 6:42. A lot of people may be lacing up their running shoes tomorrow morning for the Cantrell Center 5K. Starts early in the morning. What do we think, Matt? We can have good weather for this?
Yeah, I don't see why there will be any problems for it. It might be a little cloudy, might be a little bit of fog in a few spots, but temperatures right around 60. That's
pretty
great
good running weather.
That's great temperatures.
Cloudy might be helpful too.
Yeah. Exactly. I also wanted to give a shout out to some schools that visited the station.
Welcome back. I am joined now by Betty Cantrell. You probably know her as Miss America. Betty, thank you for joining us. It's always such a pleasure to have you back here in Central Georgia.
I'm glad to be back.
Well, you've obviously been a wonderful representative of Warner Robins and the state and the country, but unfortunately there has been some controversy with the Miss America organization lately, and I know that's been a question on a lot of people's minds after emails were leaked from former CEO degrading former contestants and former title holders. How did that make you feel, and how do you feel now that there is new leadership in place?
You know, nobody really knows what it's like to be Miss America until you've been Miss America. And, you know, it's a tough enough job as it is without bad leadership. So I'm just so thrilled to say that we've got some amazing former Miss Americas in those leadership roles now, taking Miss America organization to bigger and better things and to its true path where it was always meant to be. So I'm really excited.
Gretchen Carlson, obviously a familiar face for a lot of people too.
Yes. We're so excited to have her.
Now, your platform for Miss America was Healthy Children, Strong America. And there is an event tomorrow that ties in perfectly to that. And it's one that I know is very close to your heart. So tell us about the Cantrell Center 5K tomorrow.
Yes, so this is the 10th annual Cantrell Center 5K. We're all so excited because it's 10. It's the 10-year anniversary. And I can't believe that means I was 13 when the first one happened. And
Crazy
that just
to think
seems
about, right?
so long ago. But we're so excited. Our presenting sponsor, Bolin Prosthetic and Orthotic Center, every single year they've made this such an amazing event. And of course, my mom is making this bigger and better than ever. And we're just really excited for everybody to, you know, get up and get out there and get moving. And that's the biggest thing, is to get people off the couch and out there exercising. And that was something really important to me as Miss America. And now I get to carry that on throughout the rest of my life, hopefully. And all the proceeds are going to be benefiting Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, which is also the national platform of the Miss America organization. So I'm really excited about that as well.
So that could be a good push across the finish line when you're losing a little motivation. Just remember what this is
going
toward.
Think about the kids, exactly. This is going towards those kids, and they're going to be helping kids in this area. It'll all go to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals right here in Macon.
So what are the details for tomorrow? What time do we need to be ready to go? What time do we need to be signed up?
Okay, so you can register now at cantrellcenter.com, but if you need to wait till the last minute, like most people, you can register on race day at 7:30. That's when early registration starts, and then the race starts at 8:30. And then if you have kids or you just don't feel like running a 5K, there's a 1 mile fun run at 9:15. So there's something there for everybody.
Wonderful news, and I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate you before we went on your upcoming wedding. You said that's coming up in April.
Yes, we're so excited. We're getting married on Friday the 13th. It's going to be fun.
Lucky day right there.
It is going to be awesome. We're so excited. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, wishing you all the best, Betty. And hey, we're looking forward to tomorrow. It's always a great event. I ran it last year. Maybe walking it this year. We'll see.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do a walk run thing.
That's a good idea.
I'm not a big runner, but I'm still going to be out there.
That's all that matters. We'll be back after this.
6:55, one last look at our top local stories. A Houston County bus driver is charged a month after the crash that killed a 6-year-old girl. 29-year-old Shalita Jackson Harris is charged with vehicular homicide and reckless driving.
About 100 people are waking up right now in tents. They raised over $1,000 for the Greater Macon Sleep Out with the Daybreak Shelter. That money will go toward helping Macon's homeless.
And a Mountain Sales Cavalier claimed his second trophy in a car design competition. Junior Tracy Owens created a futuristic Cadillac vehicle concept, citing inspiration from his parents' Cadillac.
And we're dealing with a lot of fog in Dublin. Very difficult to see. Visibility less than a quarter of a mile in a few spots, so just take it easy. We have dense fog advisories out for our southeastern counties. Also includes Eastman and Wrightsville and Soperton. We're in the 50s now, but by this afternoon, more spring fever. We're talking about upper 70s and lower 80s. Staying mostly dry today and tomorrow, but better rain chances by Sunday and Monday.
Thank you for joining us for Eyewitness News Morning.
The news continues throughout the day on 13WMAZ.com and, of course, also on MAZ Mobile.
And then CBS This Morning will be up next, and then, of course, we'll be back here to give you some more news and local weather coming up in about 25 minutes from now.
And stay tuned. We will do a Facebook Live with our very own Betty Cantrell, former Miss America, to talk about the Cantrell Center 5K tomorrow. But before we go, here's This Is Home. As always, it comes straight from the heart.
Great weekend, everyone.
Let's go. It's a big word.